Well, grab your jacket, get your keys, find that record you please. It's Johnny G's Vinyl Treasure Show. Go, Johnny G, go. Find that rare one you never know at Johnny G's Vinyl Treasure Show.
Well, hello everybody and welcome to Vinyl Treasures. I'm your host, Johnny G. John Galindo coming to you live on this May 10th, 2026. I want to wish happy Mother's Day to all the mothers out there. Hope you had a great day, you mothers, as we had a busy day here. We had Mother's Day was 2 days here. And I can't believe my mother did, at her age, at 90, she did so much. She still can do it. And kudos to her for doing that. But she saw basically her entire family was here the last couple of days. And, when my father gets people stimulation, he is so much better than when they're not here. I will tell you that much. So it was actually a break for me. It was. But I want to welcome you to the Vinyl Treasure Show on this Sunday. We're going to spin records from 1958 on, kind of where we left off last night. And I got I found this Mother's Day song that I've never played here before on the show, and it's really nice. You'll know the group, but it never gets played, but it really has a strong meaning, I think. But anyway, we opened up with one of my favorite tenor saxophonists there from Tulsa, Oklahoma, also a very talented writer and flutist there. Ton of releases for Sid Nathan's King record label. And his name, of course, Earl Bostic. Earl Bostic and his orchestra. I have so many that are cleaned in the collection, and I have others that are not clean. So sometimes I have to go back and forth. But I like Earl Bostic quite a bit. I know my mother likes Earl Bostic. June 57 release there. Earl Bostic and his orchestra, Sid Nathan's King record label. Exercise is the name of the tune. And listen, I just had a porterhouse steak. We had it Sunday instead of, we had, my sister-in-law made shells and stuffed shells, and Michael's wife, Jill, she's really great, Jill. She is. And she came up yesterday and she made all these things. And my nieces made these sourdough bread. I'm not supposed to eat bread. And then my brother's talking to me about losing weight. You know, how many 70-year-olds do you know that are 200 and something pounds? I said, well, you trying to tell me something? I know what I need to do. It's just a matter of doing it. But anyway, enough of that stuff. But anyway, so I have all your requests. I have a collector's record of the night. It'll be in the 1963 block. It's a California record. And it's a hard record to find. I have a nice copy of that. And I got some bonus tracks, as I said. But let's open. Well, you know, with all this thing about, I don't follow it that much. About the closest thing that I had to UFOs was watching those B movies from the 1950s, like Earth versus the Flying Saucer and whatever. But anyway, they're talking about UFOs, so this is kind of a celestial thing here, at least for the group name that we're going to open up with tonight. But really, so let's open up the vocal portion with this group from Hempstead, Long Island. Okay, this is on Bob Shadd's Warner record label, and the tune written by Leroy Kirkland and Bill Tennyson. Now, this quartet had a female lead with male backing, and the members were Teddy Jackson, Lazarus Moore, George Taylor, and the lead singer on this, her name is Dolores Butler, okay? And collectively they were known as the Mighty Jupiters, okay? When are we going to Jupiter? We're going to go to Mars, maybe? I don't know. But it's from February 58. It's our vocal opener. Here are the Mighty Jupiters on the Warner label. It's called Hiwaukee Tumba. Here we go, the Mighty Jupiters.
Hiwaukee Tumba, little tumba. Hiwaukee Tumba, little tumba. Hiwaukee Tumba, little tumba. Hiwaukee Tumba, little tumba.
Love came to me when I first met you. I know that this is the real thing. Oh, you know, I love you so. Oh, you know, I'll never let you go. Oh, I had no love till I first met you. Now that you've gone, I feel blue.
Okay, folks, there you go. We opened up with the Mighty Jupiters to open up the vocal portion here. That record came out in February of 1958. All these 1958 records are as old as your host, although this is a little older. This record came out in February of 58. I was born in September of 58. But those are the Mighty Jupiters. That's actually the B-side of the 45. I think Your Love is the A-side. But that is Dolores Butler on lead on Bob Shad's Warner label. Not a lot of records on the Warner label, but they are quality 45s on the Warner label with great tunes. Hiwaukee Tumba. There's our celestial song for the evening. As we want to wish all the mothers out there happy Mother's Day. I said that. We'll get to the song that I'll play. But anyway, there are two records tonight. I am not really happy with the condition. This is one of them. But this is a request for listener Liam Savoy in Australia. As we go to the Bronx, we go to Zell Sanders' J&S record label. I can't find any information on this group. It's only Zell Sanders published, Zell Publishing on one side. They have nothing on the other side, no writer credit, so who knows what this is. But I think I think they're girls and guys singing on this. It sounds like, you hear the Hearts or what's her name? The gal from Johnny and Joe. You hear her in the background there. Johnny Louise Richardson. I think you hear them in the background. And that, of course, is probably the case, too. But the group is called the Ascots. Now, I made a mistake. I make a couple... What you learn from your mistakes. I should have gotten Greg's copy of this. I did not get it because I didn't pay anything for this record. But I don't know what they had on it. But it was reasonable, but I passed it up. And that was a mistake. Anyway, we're going to play my copy, but this is for Liam in Australia. Came out in October of 1958. They're called the Ascots. The Ascots on J&S Records. It's called Everything Will Be All Right. Here you go, Liam, for you, the Ascots.
To see you in the morning.
To see you in the morning.
To hold you late at night.
To hold you late at night.
To hear you whisper sweet and low.
To hear you whisper sweet and low.
Everything will be all right.
Everything will be all right.
To feel your tender lips.
To feel your tender lips.
Pressing close to mine.
Pressing close to mine.
And feel your fingertips.
And feel your fingertips.
Up and down my spine.
Up and down my spine. That's all I long for, all I ever dream, all I hope and pray for, how foolish it may seem.
To get a letter in the mail, saying you'll be home real soon. Take a stroll through Central Park on a Sunday afternoon. To see you in the morning. Hold you late at night. To hear you whisper sweet and low. Everything will be all right. To hear you whisper sweet and low. Everything will be all right. To hear you whisper sweet and low. Everything will be all right. To hear you whisper sweet.
As Johnny G gets caught here, I apologize for getting caught here. But anyway, there you go. Those are the Ascots there. The Ascots on J&S Records. October 1958 release there, going out to Liam Savoy in Australia. Song entitled Everything Will Be All Right. And the interesting thing about these, she had no rhyme or reason of the Zell Sanders, that is, in putting out these records. The numbering sequence, everything was all wrong. And I learned from my manager when I worked for Sony Music. Brian Kelleher told me, goes, Johnny, they didn't know, they didn't think things out. They just put stuff out. If somebody was there smart enough to number everything consecutively or to come up with, as I'm thinking to put Big Dave in here, I got to go to the live chat, for thinking to do something systematically, if they had the person in there that would know to do that, then they would. But a lot of the owners were just focused on money and nothing else. Anyway, let us continue here. We are in the 1958 block. Let's fill a request now for Ed Brown in our YouTube chat room. There you go, Big Dave. I didn't see you before. But Ed requested this R&B vocalist, pianist. He was born September 10th, 1925 in New Orleans, and one of the originators of the rhythm and blues New Orleans sound. Had many, many recordings on many different labels. He goes way back to a Queen and King Records. Charlene doesn't have any of that here. But this was his seventh and final release for Lou Chudd's Imperial record label, a tune written by Johnny and Dorsey Burnett. It came out in March of 1958. His name is Roy Brown. So many great recordings with groups and without groups. But this is a request for listener Ed Brown in our YouTube chat room. Mr. Roy Brown on Imperial. It's called Hip Shakin' Baby. Here you go, Ed, for you, Roy Brown.
Knock down the door, tear down the lights. Come on in and we'll rock all night. Come on in, make yourself at home. The band's red hot and ready to mow. I got a little gal, white as a mouse. When the place starts rocking, she tear up the house. Long black hair, baby blue eyes, sweet as sugar from a honeybee hive. She's my hip shaking baby. She's my hip shaking baby. She's gonna tease me, gonna squeeze me, gonna do all she can. Tonight I'm gonna be a mighty, mighty man. Just hair of the house, long black hair, baby blue eyes, sweet as sugar from a honeybee hive. She's my hip shaking baby. She's my hip shaking baby. She's gonna squeeze me, tease me, do all she can. Tonight I'm gonna be a mighty, mighty man. Hip shaking baby. She's my hip shaking baby. She's gonna tease me, squeeze me, do all she can. Tonight I'm gonna be a mighty, mighty man. She's my hip shaking baby. 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 She's my hip shaking baby.
Okay, for all you hip shakers out there, that one there going out to a listener Ed Brown in our YouTube chat room. That is Roy Brown there, his seventh final release for the Imperial record label from March of 1958. A song entitled Hip Shakin' Baby. And if you'd like to make a request here for a future Vinyl Treasure show, please email me at vinyltreasures@aol.com. That is the best way. And you can send me a request. If it's prior to 1958, it'll be on the Saturday night show. If it's after 58, you'll hear it on this Sunday show. And I'll call you out, too, is what I'll do. But please, if you are new to this program, please consider subscribing to Johnny G's YouTube page. You keep the copyright police away. That's the best way to do it, because they were out last night, but they didn't shut me down. They shut me down Wednesday when I play those Soul 45s. After a couple hours, after 2.5 hours or so, then they get a little antsy. But if I had more tuned in or more subscribers, they give me more leeway. That's how it works with a small podcast here that I do. But anyway, I hope you're digging on the tunes here. Here's a bonus track that Johnny G is playing here. This jazz, I guess she was considered a jazz singer, but I consider her more jazz or R&B, but I like this song here. The record is produced by the manager of the Platters. His name is Buck Ram. Eventually, this would come out on Buck Ram's Antler label, so I don't know exactly what happened on this record, because this is supposedly is the first press. This is on Universal International. Of course, there is I have a couple more records on this label. One is a rare one by a group called the Lollipops called Believe in Me. That's a rare one on the label. This one here, though, also comes out on Antler. Okay, you can either, this is the promo. I think it's also on the green stock copy, but this one plays, I think it plays better than this, but it's exactly the same A and B side. But her name is Ann Weldon. I think I have an earlier release by her on RCA, but this one came out in June of 1958. There's a group or chorus backing her up on this, but I like the song. It's a bonus pick by Johnny G. Let's go to June of 1958. Miss Ann Weldon on Universal International. It's called You're Hurting Me is the name of the tune. Here you go, Ann Weldon.
You're hurting me. I don't know if you know it, but you're hurting me. You say you need my love, but you don't show it. You're hurting me. Understand it, you're hurting me. You know it's not the way that we had planned it, you're hurting me. I'm left all alone, night after night, crying 'cause I can see the look in your eyes and the longing in your hearts for someone else, not me. You've been carried away by other charms, and I'm waking up to reality. You're pleasing yourself and someone else, but oh, how you're hurting me. You're hurting me. I don't know if you know it. You're hurting me. You say you need my love, but you don't show it, you're hurting me. You've been carried away by other charms, and I'm waking up to reality. You're pleasing yourself and someone else. Oh, how you're hurting me.
Oh, there you go. Those scratches are hurting Johnny G. You're hurting me. I like that record. What do you think of that record? That's a bonus track there by Johnny G. Ann Weldon is her name. Ann Weldon. There's some guys in the background there backing her up. On Universal International is the label. June 1958 release. You're Hurting Me is the name of the tune. I showed you the Antler press also, but I think this is first, even though that's Buck Ram's label. Let us continue here. We are in the 1958 block. Let's fill a request now for Gary Spring. He's tuned in, listening in Canada, and he requested this group from the South Bronx. Okay, their first release came out on Julius Dixon's Timely label earlier in the year of 1958. A pretty rare 45 if you have it. And they followed it up with this release that ended up on Brunswick. So I think probably Julius Dixon, who wrote this tune, recorded the group and sold the master to Brunswick that put it out. I think that's what happened. The group is called the Jytonnes, Jaytones. Came out in August of 58. It's the Jytonnes, great two-sided 45. The song is called The Clock. Here you go, Gary, for you. The Clock on Brunswick by the Jytonnes. Here you go.
There goes my baby in her rendezvous, taking the corner with somebody new. There goes my baby in her same old rendezvous. There goes my baby in a rendezvous, taking the corner with somebody new. There goes my baby in the town old rendezvous. Oh, the clock on the wall ticks away the time, leaving me in memories of you. Oh, 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 come back, my darling. Oh, please come back. Please come back real soon. There goes my baby in her rendezvous, taking the corner with somebody new. There goes my baby in that time
There you go. That one there going out to a Gary Spring in our YouTube chat room. And it's great, Gary, you have the 45. Do you have a promo of that record? I don't think I've ever seen a stock. I'm sure they're out there somewhere, but I rarely see a stock copy of that 45. But they're called the Jytontones. The Jytontones from August 58 on the Brunswick label. The song is called The Clock. Let us continue here for a Sunday evening. Let's do a twin spin on the Brunswick record label. This is one of the thousands of labels that Johnny G collects. I used to just buy the 45s blind, even if they were a little pricey. So if there was a record, it might have been a rockabilly record or something, it was for 40 bucks. If somebody was doing a set sale and it was clean, I would buy it, okay, because I was filling the Brunswick label. Of course, there's a lot of label fillers on Brunswick, so don't request the Lennon Sisters. Please don't do that. But anyway, but it's a twin spin here on the Brunswick label. And this is an interesting record, too. Okay. This is a request for listener Kid Kilowatt in our YouTube chat room. Now, interesting story on the 45. Some of you know that singer Bobby Darin, okay, was first signed with Decca Records, okay, with his group called the Jaybirds. That was back in March of, 1956. Okay, there were 4 releases that came out on the Decca label, I think through February of 1957. Now, he would move to Atco in the spring of 1957. Now, after 3 failed releases that came out on the Atco label, he would go back. He was kind of like disenchanted. He ended up going back to Decca Records and recorded 2 sides for Decca. But in the meantime, Atco released another one of his records, his 4th release. And the record started to move up in the charts. It was a song called Splish Splash, if you know that tune, which I think with the help of Dick Clark, it became a hit for him. Okay, so I think Dick Clark had something to do with it originally. In the meantime, Brunswick, okay, would release a song by Bobby Darin as the Ding Dongs, okay? And it was called Early in the Morning, backed with Now We're One. So the folks at Atco, who I think he was still maybe under contract with, I don't know, okay, found out about it and threatened a lawsuit. So what happened was Brunswick pulled the song and sold the master tapes to Atco Records, who in turn released it on the Atco label as the Rinky Dinks. Okay, and that was in July of 1958. And that record charted, too, made it up to number 24 on the Billboard chart. Now, as a result, so what Brunswick decided to do was they called in Buddy Holly, okay, to record both sides of that tune that, you know, that Bobby Darin did, okay, and release it on the Choral label. So that's how Buddy Holly put these songs out too, by the way. But let's give a spin to the Brunswick release. Okay, they're called the Ding Dongs. Okay, Kid Kilowatt requested this. They're called the Ding Dongs with Bobby Darin on lead, and the vocals in the background are the Helen Way Singers. Okay, and they included Helen Way, Harriet Young, Mayretha Stewart, and Teresa Merritt. This is produced and arranged by Dick Jacobs. Now, the studio musicians at this time behind this record were George Barnes on guitar, Al Chernett on guitar, Sanford Block on string bass, and Sam the Man Taylor on alto sax, and Ernie Hayes on the piano, and Panama Francis on the drums. That's a big orchestration behind you. But anyway, this one here from May of 1958. Here are the Ding Dongs on the Brunswick label, going out to Kid Kilowatt. Big story behind this record. It's called Now We're One. Here you go, Kid Kilowatt, for you. Okay, there you go. That one there going out to Kid Kilowatt. That's Bobby Darin on lead there. Mr. Splish Splash is on lead there, singing as the Ding Dongs. I know some Ding Dongs, you know that? Anyway, May 1958 release on the Brunswick record label. Now We're One is the name of the tune. Let us continue here in 1958. Now, this was my second mistake, okay? Although somebody did recently offer me this record, but it wasn't a mint copy, but I may decide, I'm going to make contact. If you're listening, okay, I might be interested in that record, only because I looked at this and I should have bought the copy that, I could have bought a copy for $1,000 of this record, and I should have taken it, okay, when I had the chance, because you don't see this record often, okay? They're out of Baltimore, this group, pretty sure. So I don't know. If you're watching, I may be interested. Think of a price, okay? But it's not mint, but but it may be better than this. I probably can pawn this off to somebody. I can. But anyway, this is a rare girl group record. This is a request for Graylin, a.k.a. G-Dog, in our YouTube chat room. The group is out of Baltimore, Maryland, and they are called the Marlettes, Marlettees. Okay, the group would later record as the Antoinettes on the RCA record label, which is a song called Johnny, backed with Kill It. Tony Barcia likes the Kill It side. I like the Johnny side because it's singing about your host. But anyway, this is on the Halfum record label, okay? And they also recorded that Johnny for Halfum, but they leased it out to, or sold it to, RCA Records. But anyway, let's fill a request now for listener Graylin, a rare girl group sound from 1958, the Marlettes on Halfum. It's called Just the Way You Are. Here you go, Graylin, for you. Yeah, rare girl group sounds here on the Vinyltreasure show. If that one, they will listen. I apologize for the scratches there. John Cummins says, don't apologize for the scratches, but I do, because I spoil my listeners is what I do, because I try to get clean records. Don't listen, I just try that, that's all. But they're called the Marlettes. The Marlettes from 1958. That one they're going out to Graylin in our YouTube chat room. Just the Way You Are is the name of the tune. That's on Halfum Records, which is out of Baltimore, Maryland. And we continue one more out of the year 1958. This is a flipside request for listener Oldies Fan, a.k.a. Joseph Smith, in our YouTube chat room. Last week, we featured this singer from Coffeyville, Kansas, his debut single on Vivian Carter's VJ Records. The song was called Here I Stand. His name was Wade Flemens, being backed up by his group called the Newcomers. Okay, I want to welcome all the newcomers to the program here. Don't forget to subscribe, though. But Joseph also requested the flip side of the 45, as this was penned by the lead singer. So we have any babies out there that like to rock? Okay, well, if you do, that's the name of the tune from September 1958. It's Wade Flemens and the Newcomers on VJ Records. The flip side of Here I Stand, it's called My Baby Likes to Rock. Here you go, Joseph, for you.
My baby likes to rock. My little girl is called a rockin' queen. My baby likes to rock. The best little rock I've ever seen. My baby likes to rock well. When she feels that crazy, crazy beat. My baby likes to rock. She claps her hands, she gets out of her seat. My baby likes to rock. She likes to rockin', she likes to rollin'. My baby likes to rock. When she hears that old sax blow. She claps her hands and says, go man, go. When she hears that guitar play, she rock and roll all day. She likes to rockin', she likes to rollin'. My baby likes to rock. The big beat puts my baby in a trance. My baby likes to rock. All she wanna do is dance, dance, dance. My baby likes to rock well. When she hears that crazy beat, my baby likes to rock. You should see her strutting down the street. My baby likes to rock. Yeah, she likes to rockin'. She likes to rollin'. My baby likes to rock. My baby likes to rock.
Yeah, well, if you like to rock, you come to the right place here, to the Vinyl Treasure Show. This is our third show of the week. Yeah, I was here last night here. We're playing the early 50s stuff. 1951, I think we opened with Gaucho Serenade, I think. And what did we end with? 1957. Here we're picking it up. We're in the 1958 block. And that one there for Oldies Fan, a.k.a. Joseph Smith, in our YouTube chat room. April 58, the B-side of the debut single for Wade Flemens and the Newcomers on Vivian Carter's VJ label, My Baby Likes to Rock. Okay, the flip side of Here I Stand. Let us continue here. Here is a flip side of a bonus track we played last week. It featured this group from Queens, New York, the Videos, with their second release. Actually, I think it was the B-side of their second release on the Casino label. It was called Love or Infatuation. I think, Bill Sheriff, you liked that tune. You did. Bet you have it in your collection, too, I would bet. But anyway, it featured Ronald Cussey on lead. And I think he's also on lead on the flip. This was actually the A-side. It was their follow-up to Trickle Trickle. It was their, I guess you can call it their hit. Trickle Trickle was their first release. But this was the follow-up to that. And the unfortunate thing was, though, after this record came out, they were never able to do another one because there was two of the group members died in a car crash, okay? And one of them was the lead singer, okay, Ronald Cussey, and I forget the other member, but the group was, that was it for this group. They had, potential, these things, listen, catastrophes can happen at any time for all of us, just an unfortunate thing. But anyway, we remember them here on the Vinyl Treasure Show. So let's go to January 1959, give a listen to the second release for the Videos on the Casino label. It's called Shooby Dooby Cha Cha Cha. Where's Lenny? Lenny, here's a cha-cha for you. Here you go, the videos.
Shooby dooby wah wah, shooby dooby cha cha cha, shooby dooby wah wah, shooby dooby cha cha cha, shooby dooby wah wah, shooby dooby cha cha cha. Boom 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 boom, brum bum bum bum. Your love goes around, yes it goes up and down. Oh baby, can't you see? I want you to love me. Oh, I wonder what can the matter be. Won't you try to help me to understand? Your love is something that I do adore. Please say you love me for now and evermore. Your love, yes, it goes up and down, and my heart is spinning all around, wondering what to do. Your love is something that I do adore. Please say you love me for now and evermore. Your love, yes, it goes up and down, and my heart is spinning all around, wondering what to do.
Yeah, we'll send that one out to Lenny G. Lenny G, I hope you're watching here, as we would like you to return to the chat room. But, well, if it's possible. Now, I don't know. Listen, so yesterday, what happened, I have my old PC. This is a new PC here, gaming PC, that I use to broadcast the show. I do nothing else. Oh, I do my banking and stuff on this PC. But my old PC was brought downstairs, so I have a big screen there. My mother watches the show there, so she has it on the tablet where she looks at she sees really the chat on the big screen, a monitor. So anyway, I came upstairs to work on the show. Was it Friday, I think? So I go downstairs and I hear this buzzing coming from the PC. I'm like, this buzzing? I'm like, what is this? So, and the picture is frozen. It's like frozen, and I'm getting this awful buzz coming from the speakers. I'm like, and so I couldn't move anything, so I shut it off. Now it's old, okay, it's a Dell. I think it's a Dell, a real old Dell, and it doesn't have the new Windows, 11 or whatever, the system from Microsoft. So anyway, I turned it off, I forced it off, turned it back on. So it came on, and I was able to move the mouse. So then all this other stuff started to come up. Then it froze again. So I went to GP Chat to check, and they said could be a number of issues. Okay, and believe me, I'm not fixing that computer. I'm just going to buy. But I want to get one. I want to get a big. Do they still have the touch screens? So I really want a touch screen for my mother because she can't really feel. Okay, to type, but she'll be able to move the screen because she has neuropathy in her fingers. Okay, from the drugs she takes, or the medication. I'm gonna say drugs, but anyway. So I'm looking into that here, and I don't know if I want to get a laptop. I'd have to buy a base and all that. I don't want to do that. But anyway, so I didn't know what really happened. Why are we talking about that? Oh, because of the videos, maybe? I don't know. But anyway, getting off topic here. January 1959, that's the second release for the videos there. Ronald Cussey on lead. He wrote the tune on the Casino label. Shooby Dooby Cha-Cha-Cha is the name of the tune. And I think Bim Bam Boom got the rights to this to put this song out on their reissue label. Bim Bam Boom was, who was it, Steve Flam? Was he the owner of that magazine, Bim Bam Boom, I think, which I do have. I have a whole bunch of those. I still collect those magazines, I do. But anyway, let us continue here. And as you know, it's Mother's Day today, so I want to wish all the mothers tuned into the program here happy Mother's Day. And I was looking for a song here, and I never played this song here, but, and you know this group from Canada, okay? They were from Toronto, Canada. They had big hits here in the U.S. The Diamonds, okay? David Somerville and the Diamonds. You know, they had Little Darling, the cover that did better than Maurice Williams, but The Stroll, okay? But this was their 17th release, but I think this was the B-side. And the group isn't backing them up. I mean, the Diamonds, they were Ted Kowalski, Phil Levitt, Bill Reed, and the lead singer, Dave Somerville, who was a Facebook friend of mine, and then he passed away. But this song, okay, written by Cliff Owens, the meaning of the song for Mother's Day, and those of you that still have your mothers, and you think about it, and I still do, thank God I do. But listen to this song. It's a great tune. I'm going to send it out to all the mothers. Came out in January. Is that right, Charlene, or March? Maybe March of 59. I don't know. But anyway, here are the Diamonds on the Mercury label. And it's really a nice song to send out to all the moms by really their children, really. And listen to it closely. It's called A Mother's Love, going out to all the mothers. Here you go.
I have seen a rainbow circled across the sky. I have stood on a mountain and watched an eagle fly. I have seen trees in the meadow shelter a morning dove, but I haven't seen anything to match the wonder of a mother's love. I have seen a sunset more beautiful than gold. I have stood by a rose bed and watched the leaves unfold. I have seen so many wonders and blessings from above, but I haven't seen anything to match the wonder of a mother's love. Oh no, I haven't seen anything to match the wonder of a mother's
Okay, there you go. Going out to all the mothers. That is a nice song, I have to say. Those are the Diamonds. The Diamonds there on the Mercury label, A Mother's Love. Whoops. Where am I here? Let us continue here. I agree with you. This label, don't ask me why people would put a black lettering on a kind of like a maroonish label. Don't ask me why. But anyway, let us continue here. We are in the 1959 block, and on last week's Sunday night show, I featured a request for listener David Fields. Now, David has been requesting artists from the Louisville, Kentucky area. Big Dave Swinger, I don't even know. How many in your big request list? Are there any Louisville, Kentucky groups there? There must be, okay? But anyway, so David sent me a list of groups, and some of the things I don't have, of course, because they're so obscure, but some I do have. This is one, but not. So I and not to mention another thing that I asked the listeners was on one of the shows, anyone know of any other 45 that both sides of the record are girls' names? Okay, so David sent me and said, yeah, I do, on Jack Sanders' Frantic label, which is out of Shreveport, Louisiana, but this artist, okay, is out of Louisville, Kentucky, or relocated to Louisville, Kentucky. But last week I played the side called Debbie Jean. Okay, so this time we're going to play the flip side. Both sides written by the label owner, Jack Sanders, and the lead singer. His name is Jerry Cox, and one more writer. And I think this Big Dave Swinger mentioned this in the chat room last week. One other writer who was also a member of the group, his name was Tommy Kirk. Okay, maybe some of you know Tommy Kirk, okay? And he was an actor. He played in a bunch of Disney movies, okay? I guess like Old Yeller and The Shaggy Dog and Swiss Family Robinson, The Absent-Minded Professor, and a few of those beach movies. And I think he had a thing for Annette Funicello. He did. He was in like The Monkey's Uncle and one other one, I think. But he co-wrote this song, and he's a member of this group. But anyway, let's fill a request here for listener David Fields' January 59 release. Here is Jerry Cox with the Cavaliers on the Frantic label. And we heard last week Debbie Jean. This week, I don't know, they must have had a lot of girlfriends here. This week it's called Sherry is the name of the tune. Sherry. Here you go, David, for you. Jerry Cox with the Cavaliers.
Good
that's what you call a doo-wop sound. Okay, you call that a doo-wop sound. January 1959 release there. That's by request for Steve Fields. That is Jerry Cox with the Cavaliers on the Frantic record label. Sherry is the name of the tune. You can barely, and with my cataract problems, I can't see that label. No way. I can't do it. But anyway, let us continue. We are in the 1959 block. Let's fill a request for listener Jack Saperstein in New Jersey. Now, you know, Jack is one to make requests here on the program of only records that he owned. It's okay. You should, because they don't know what records I own, okay? Well, let's just say, put it this way. I own like 90% of that Kreider book. So if you go look into the Kreider book and you look at the records in there, chances are Johnny G has them. But don't go looking at those 4-digit records, although I do have quite a few of them, not a lot. But it's a lot of years of collecting, okay? And it's a long time. Think of it as a lifetime of collecting. And I'm telling you, now that I'm sharing my collection with all the listeners worldwide, I'm telling you, it's like a thrill ride for Johnny G. But anyway, this is a request for Jack Saperstein. This is not an easy record to find either, okay? Because I rarely see this record around. Sir Greg sold me this 45 a long time ago, though. As in late 1959, you know Lee Andrews of the Hearts? Well, he would leave the group. He would leave to go solo, as well as group member Ted Weems. I think he ended up going into the Army, going into the service, I think. So the remaining Hearts, okay, they stayed together, and they picked up a new lead singer and by the name of Tommy White. And they picked up a baritone. His name is Eddie Custis. And you may know Eddie Custis. He previously sang with a group called The Superiors. Okay, The Superiors that did the song Don't Say Goodbye and Lost Love. Well, he was now a member of the group. And the rest of the group included Roy Calhoun. He was original member, first tenor. Butch Curry, second tenor, and Wendell Calhoun, bass. Now, they were managed by disc jockey High Lit at the time, and they would have, this was the first of 3 singles that eventually this Hearts Without Lee Andrews did, and this was the first one, okay, that Lee was not singing lead on. Supposedly, this was issued on the local casino label, but nobody seems to have seen it. I don't know if anybody out there, if you've seen this record on the casino label, email Johnny G. But I think Reed put that on 45 Cat. Never seen a copy of it. I don't know. But anyway, I have it on the Arcade label, which actually looks like Scepter. And because George Gollner involved with this record too, so it looks like the early Scepter release. But anyway, the tune written by Butch Curry, that group member. It features Tommy White on lead, and this is from late 1959. It's going out to you, Jack Saperstein. The 5 Hearts, they were called on their first release without Lee Andrews. The 5 Hearts on Arcade Records, and the song is called Unbelievable. Here you go, Jack, for you, the 5 Hearts.
It's unbelievable. People don't change so fast. I thought our love was a love that would last. It's unbelievable. Think of the love we shared, knowing the joy of 2 lovers who certainly cared. Oh, picture that moment when our precious love began. Remember the day when it came to an end. Why did I let you go, knowing I love you so? I'm so alone and I want you back again. So my heart can clear the shadows of a soul that is so sad. Why
Okay, that one there going out to listener Jack Saperstein. Those are those, I don't want to say Lee Andrews in the Hearts without Lee Andrews, but they are the Five Hearts. Yeah, without Lee Andrews. From late 1959. Unbelievable is the name of the tune. That's on the Arcade record label with their next single, which came out in August of 1960. They were just known as the Hearts. Okay, that's an easier record to get on the Chancellor label. Then in October 1962, they returned, a little bit harder record to find, on the Guidon label as the Famous Hearts. So there you go, 3 singles with Lee Andrews' group without Lee Andrews at the helm. Johnny G here on a Sunday as we're winding down on Mother's Day here on May 10th, 2026. So welcome all to the program here. If you are new to this program, please consider subscribing to Johnny G's YouTube page. I'll be back on Wednesday night. Make sure I get all your soulful requests for the Wednesday night show. And you can email Johnny G at vinyltreasures@aol.com. I got some records in the mail. Okay, so we're going to feature them on the program here. But let us continue now, and let's fill a request for Adrian Viterbo in our YouTube chat room. This group hails from Hackensack, New Jersey, and they recorded for Bob Shad's Time record label out of New York City. Now, the group members included Timmy Scudder, first tenor, Butch Henry, second tenor, Melvin Edwards was the bass, and the lead singer on this, his name is Kenny Clay. Okay, collectively they were known as the Tabies. Now, what is a tabby? The only thing, a tabby that I know is a cat, right? Tabby cats. I don't know what else is a tabby. Somebody educate me on a tabby. But anyway, this tune written by Charles McDonald Jr., this charted regionally, number 38 on KQV out of Pittsburgh, Pennsylvania. Let's go to January of 1959. It's going out to Adrian in our YouTube chat room. The Tabies on Time. It's called My Darling. Here you go, Adrian, for you, the Tabies. Nice tune there, going out to Adrian Viterbo in our YouTube chat room. They're called the Tabies, Tabbys. That's on Time Records out of New York City. That is with Kenny Clay is the lead on that. January 59, My Darling is the name of the tune. A great record that is. They have another release on Metro International and also the Cleopatra label. Really? Is that the same group, Charlene? I don't know. That Tabies on Cleopatra could be kind of there's some garage records on that Cleopatra label, so I don't know if maybe it is the same group because that is a New Jersey label. Anyway, Johnny G babbling on here. I hope you like the songs tonight. If you do, give me a thumbs up because the brass at YouTube like that. We're not on oldiesandmore.com tonight. We're only on YouTube. This is the only way you're going to get it. You'll be able to see it on the archive, although it might be aired by KKSM. I don't know. I've heard of Soul. He played a soul show. He played the soul show, the birthday show for who had the birthday that night? It was Ed Brown. It was your birthday, and also Rob Balboni. It was your birthday because I heard those birthday songs this morning, and I was sending out birthday wishes. So your name was over on San Diego radio on KKSM. But anyway, let us continue here. We are on the 1958 block. Last week I played a bonus 45 by this group called the Crystaltones. Mike Sape, okay, in Connecticut. Did you come across lots of these 45s there in your travels out in the wild looking for 45s? This group from New Britain, Connecticut. Okay, last week we featured the side called Deborah Lee. We're going to play the flip side here before it goes back down in the No Humidity Basement. And it features Rich Crisitello. I think that's his name. I met him at one of the Connecticut shows when they put out that reissue thing he put out on MZ. I bought one from him. This came out in late 1959. This is a bonus track by the Crystaltones on MZ Records. The flip side of Deborah Lee. Cool guitar. This one's called A Girl I Love is the name of the tune. Here's a bonus track.
Away from her, I began
Okay, folks, those are bonus tracks. I really appreciate the fine comments in the chat room because I spend, and Charlene, okay, my assistant, spends lots of time preparing for this show. I just don't come out here and just play records. I want these singers to be memorialized if they're no longer with us. I want the people to know. I want it to be documented about these singers. Because people just play records. They don't even know what they're playing. Okay, they just take a CD and they play something. But you're not going to get that here. You're going to get information, plus you get a visual on it. Okay, so you get to see the actual record when it was, and Mike Sape says that's a hard one to find out in the wild. I mean, it was purchased like a local area because lots of records were only distributed locally and may have been big hits in certain pockets of the United States and would get played on local radio stations. Talk to Larry Neal. You telling me about all the Oklahoma City records played in the area. Give me a list of records. I only had like 2 or 3 of them. So you get to hear this is on a worldwide platform. Okay, it's a worldwide platform, and it takes a lot of time and effort to prepare for this show. And I play them by year. So it's a lot of work. And sometimes I say, I need a vacation, okay? So somebody come here and fill my shoes here for a little bit. I could take a vacation. But anyway, there you go. They like that tune there. That's the Crystaltones. The Crystaltones from late 1959 on the MZ label. And that stands for something. It stands for Mickey Marconi and Frank Zamboni. That's their label. And the label's out of Middletown, Connecticut, where I did my first show on Al Bernard's Moondog Matinee show many, many years ago, 1999. And it's interesting because I was talking to Jack Saperstein earlier in the week. He gave me new requests. So he calls me and he says to me, we just played that 5 Hearts. So he says, Johnny, you're not going to believe what I found. I said, what did you find? He said, I found 3 CDs that were behind one of his cabinets or whatever. And he says, you know what it says on the CD? It says Johnny Galindo's guest spot on Dan Romanello's R&B Serenade. I said, you're kidding me. So he gave me the years. It was like 2003. They were like, when it was in October. I think I did 12 shows with Danny back in the day. And I says, Danny, do you need a partner here for the show? Like to continue with the legacy of the Time Capsule show? And he says, no, I don't. I says, okay. And then when he ruined a couple of my records, I says, Danny, I'm sorry. I'm not bringing my 45s up to the studios there when you ruined 3 of my styrene 45s. Okay? He goes, well, I didn't know. I said, well, you didn't know. Well, you're supposed to check you're not supposed to play it with worn needles. So that's why I stopped doing it. Okay? So you know what? Now I have my own platform, and I can do a show whenever I like. Anyway, I pick all the records, so that's what I do. And again, listen, I get as much enjoyment as you do out of playing the records here, because this is the only time I get to hear my records. When do I get to play my records? And then I get to hear my soul records on Wednesday night, right? Anyway, let us continue here. Let's fill a request now for Ronnie Sherman. Ronnie Sherman, thank you, Ronnie, for your emails. Now, he requested this song. He was the lead singer of a group called the Hurricanes that recorded for Sid Nathan's King record label, but he has some solo releases also. His name, Henry Austin, okay, and he also recorded as Henry Alston. These guys would change their names like it was nothing. All right, but this is his second of 2 on the. It says the Skyline label, but this was known as New York Skyline Records first. Okay, don't ask me why they did that. And supposedly the Hurricanes are backing him up. They're uncredited on this. Okay, from April 1959, Here is Henry Alston, A.K.N. Henry Austin, going out to Ronnie Sherman. It's called What Is There Left for Me? Here you go, Ronnie, for you.
What is there left for me? What is there left for me? What is there left for me if I lose you? Where do I turn, sweetheart? How can a new life start if we must really part? If we're all through, our love was deep and strong, but then something went wrong, and now I only know I need you so. I can't set you free. No, no, this cannot be. What is there left for me if I lose you? What is there left for me if I lose you?
Oh, there you go. Listen, that is a great record. If you like the Hurricanes, listen, I have to really, with this show, I'm kind of like, I get new people coming into the program. It's so nice to see younger people, okay, that like this music. Listen, this is, I'm a product of the disco era. You know, the disco stuff, Born to Be Alive, you know those songs? I Feel Mighty Real, you know those tunes from the disco time, from the 70s? Because I graduated high school in 1976, but it was my Aunt Mary that gave me the basics for these records, really, because she was buying the records at the time. It was a great time growing up as a teenager to listen to the music, living the music as it happens. Okay, and it changes through the years. That's why I play the records by year. How you can see the music changing from when we played 1951 last night to where we are now, which is 1959. And many of you were around at this time, probably not paying attention to the music. I definitely was too young in 1959, although I do remember, like, as I got older, because my aunt would play these records, so I would know a lot about it. But I didn't know about a lot of these heavy groups. And listen, people were finding out about this music back in 1963 when Tom and Joe came on the scene with the Time Capsule show, really. But anyway, there you go for Ronnie Sherman, Henry Alston, and the Hurricanes backing him up from April 1959. That's on the Skyline label. It's called What Is There Left for Me? Well, there's a lot of stuff left for you to hear this great music here on a Sunday evening. So thank you all for being here. Let us continue now. Let's fill a request for listener Tim Doyle in Altoona, Pennsylvania. Okay, this group hails from the Bensonhurst section of Brooklyn, New York. Their manager, his name was Jim Gribble, bought the group to Laurie Records, okay, in the spring of 1959. The original group which included George Galfo, Robert Ferrante, Ali, these Italian guys, Ali Contrera, Albi, and Phil wait a minute, I knew how to say this Italian name. Cracolici or Cracolici. See, C-I is pronounced chi in the Italian language. I took Italian. I scored 100 on the Regents, but I don't speak it. I can understand it, though. I can do that. But their debut single, a song called Hushabye, was their debut single, which was their biggest hit. But Tim requested their follow-up. Was their second of 6 for the Laurie label. This didn't do as well. This charted only number 98 on Billboard, 75 on Cashbox, and number 8 on WHIL if you were listening in Boston, Massachusetts. This is with Phil Cracolici on lead from August 1959. Here are the Mystics on the Laurie label, going out to Tim Doyle. It's called Don't Take the Stars. Here you go, Tim, for you, Mystics.
Boom, boom, boom,
The night we fell in love, stars are bright above. They've gone away. Now the sky is gray. Don't take the stars from the sky. Say that our love must die. Oh, I love you. You mean the world to me. You are my destiny. You are my angel love, sent from heaven above. Don't take the stars from the stars from the stars. Say that our love must die. Oh, I love you. Give your love back to me. Set the heavens free. Oh, how the stars will shine when you say that you'll be mine. What good is life to me? Without your love I'll be alone and oh so blue. Oh baby, how I want you, darling. Take the stars from the stars from the stars. Say that our love must die. Oh, I love you.
boom, 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 boom.
What good is life to me? Without your love I'll be alone and oh so blue. Oh baby, how I want you, darling. Take the stars from the stars. Say that our love must die.
Okay, the sound of the Mystics here on the Vinyl Treasure Show. You know, Barbara and I, what we did is we went to Mystic, Connecticut. Okay, early in our relationship, we went there. There was some kind of shipyard we went to, and there was a movie called, was there a movie called Mystic Pizza or something like that? So we had pizza at that place where they filmed that movie. I said, is that where she booked all this stuff? But anyway, there you go. Those are the Mystics, their second release, follow-up to Hushabye from August 1959. That's on the Laurie label. Don't Take the Stars, another celestial song. I should do a celestial show, right? About the planets and about the horoscope. I call it horoscope. Anyway, let us continue here. We are in the 1959 block, and I decided to do a flip side bonus on this record like I did with the like I did with the Crystal Tones. And actually, no, this is actually a flip side request for from Gray. Well, Grayland requested the other side of this last Sunday. I featured Harvey for Grayland last week called "Don't Be Afraid to Love." It was really the Moonglows, though, the Moonglows, because they used an old master as really the B-side of this 45. Okay, but I decided to play the intended A-side. Now, the original group of the Moonglows would break up in 1959, and but Harvey, he wanted to continue to sing. So what he did was he picked up a local Washington, D.C. group. Okay, they were called the Marquees, Marquees, which included, okay, James Nolan, Chester Simmons, Reese Palmer, and Marvin Gaye. Yes, that Marvin Gaye that you hear on Wednesday nights here on the Vinyl Treasure Show. So you're going to hear a young Marvin Gaye in the beginning of this song, okay? He is doing the what is it? Recitation, is that how you call it? Or it's not recitation, it's recitation. I think that's how you call it. But listen, it's a young Marvin Gaye. You'll hear his voice. You will. Bust the bass. Listen closely, okay? April 1959. It says Harvey, but the Marquees are backing him up. This is on the Chess record label, and this was the first one with the new group. It's called 12 Months of the Year. This is a bonus track by Johnny G. Here you go.
I'll always love you, darling, 12 months of the year. Even when the snows fall, our love will be clear.
January, we'll drink a toast to old lang syne. February, on Valentine's Day, please say you'll be mine. And in a you know the wind's gonna blow. April showers, rain, rain, rain. Birds from the Southland will feel the air. Beautiful flowers blooming everywhere. But in a June, you're gonna be my bride, and I'll be your groom. July, August, and September, we're gonna be on our honey, yeah, on our honeymoon. We're gonna be oh so happy until eternity. And in October, you're out of this world. Oh, I give thanks, yeah, 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 for such a wonderful girl. But in a December, we're gonna kiss under the mistletoe, for I'm in love, 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 you're in love, you're in love, we believe you're in love.
Yes, I'll always love you, darling, 12 months of the year. Say perhaps the birds fail to sing. Our love, darling, will be clear.
12 months of the year.
Yeah, bonus tracks here on the Vinyl Treasure Show. That is Harvey. Harvey with his new group of Moonglows. They were known as the Marquees, and you heard a very young Marvin Gaye reciting there in the beginning of the song. Really, so he really those are the roots of Marvin Gaye. Of course, became a monster soul singer that you can hear on the Wednesday night show. But April 1959, Harvey on the Chess record label, 12 months of the year. That's when you get Johnny G, 12 months of the year. Although my nephew will be graduating. I don't know when my sister-in-law Jill is going to have the graduation party, but my parents want to go to that party whenever it is. So I should say my mother does, because they called today. My mother spoke to her grandchildren, which was very nice. Anyway, for a Mother's Day. Let us continue here. Let's fill a request for listener Bill Olb in New Jersey now. Bill Olb is going to be here in a couple of weeks. Bill Olb will be my in-studio guest on the May 21st, 2026. Mark your calendars. I posted it up on my YouTube wall. It's an afternoon show from 1 p.m. to 4 p.m. Eastern Standard Time. Bill Olb will be my in-studio guest for his second 78 RPM vinyl and semi-flex program, along with, when he says bonus features, we mean like added things, like to show you. This is a visual here. It's just for the records, but it's a visual. So he's going to be bringing some stuff, so you want to tune into that. He'll be playing 1950s rhythm and blues recordings, okay, from the collection, his collection, and also from Gordy Freeman's collection. It is anticipated that the flex and semi-flex vinyl music sound quality will be superior. I don't like to boast about my equipment, but other people that have been here and have listened to the records live, I mean, you hear them over the air. Do they sound okay to you? Maybe sometimes a little bit loud. I got to play around with the loudness sometimes. You don't want it too loud because then it gets distorted. But I'm learning this new studio that's set up. But Bill will be sitting right here, and he will be my guest right there. Those are some leftover requests for the Wednesday night show, and that's last night's show of records piled up there. Now, am I going to have time to file them back? I don't know. We got Sharon is supposed to be here tomorrow. She's the VA nurse coming to visit my father tomorrow. He's all excited about that. But when do I get a chance to file those records back? Amy, you can take a plane flight here anytime to help me do that. My mom will cook, that is for sure. But anyway, so Bill will be here. So anyway, mark it down. You can go there now and you can click it to get a reminder. It's his second all-vinyl 78 program. Okay, you can listen to his old show, which continues to get clicks. It was done on July 24th, 2025. So you can just, call up Johnny G's Vinyltreasure show, Bill Olb, and that date. You'll be able to see that show. But he's going to bring more of those records here. So it's always fun to have Bill Olb here in the studio. And this is a request, and Bill tries to give me requests that aren't played, aren't common songs that are heard all the time, and he always does a great job for doing it. So he requested this R&B singer from Nashville, Tennessee. Okay, he was born Versi Eugene Allison. Okay, started out singing in the church choir and with gospel groups, which got the attention of a songwriter and producer and label owner, Ted Jarrett. Okay, he discovered him. He signed him to his Calvert record label. I think he's got a couple of releases on the Calvert label. Did he end up on Champion, Big Dave? I don't know. You have to tell me. But he would end up on Vivian Carter's VJ record label, where you would have 9 releases on the label. Bill requested his 8th release, and maybe this was recorded, although it's got the VJ matrix numbers, and it's interesting because we're moving into 1960 now, and the matrix on here is 57, which means it was recorded in 1957. Sometimes some of the smarter labels would put that on the Matrix number. At least you can date the song. But I guess they can get away with this in the year 1960. There is a vocal group backing him up. This is written by Ted Jarrett. Let's go to April of 1960 for this release by Gene Allison. Also has some cool soul records too, by the way. Gene Allison on VJ Records. It's called Why Do You Treat Me So Cold? Here you go, Bill, for you, Gene Allison.
Baby, 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 why do you treat me so cold? Baby, 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 why do you treat me so cold? When you know I love you, baby, love you with all my heart and soul. I do so much for you, baby, and get so little in return. I do so much for you, baby, and get so little in return. If I was a wise man, I'd change. A fool don't ever learn. Woman, you got a good man. Your wish is my command. Oh, I'm so lonely, 'cause I love you only. Please, won't you try to understand. Baby, 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 why do you treat me so cold? Baby, 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 why do you treat me so cold? When you know I love you, baby, love you with all my heart and soul. Woman, you got a good man. Your wish is my command. Oh, I'm so lonely, 'cause I love you only. Please, won't you try to understand. Baby, 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 why do you treat me so cold? Baby, 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 why do you treat me so cold? When you know I love you, baby, love you all my heart and soul.
There you go, by request for listener Bill Olbin, New Jersey. That is Gene Allison and a vocal group backing him up. That was what his, his 8th of 9 releases for the VJ record label, April 1960. Why Do You Treat Me So Cold is the name of the tune. Johnny G here on a Sunday, special Sunday edition of the Vinyltreasure Show. If you like what you're hearing, please subscribe to my YouTube channel. Also, give me a thumbs up. Click that bell, the drop-down bell, all notifications, to get an email when Johnny G goes live. Let us continue in 1960. We fill a request for Record Ralph in Syracuse. Now, how many of you out there are familiar with Crying Records? Okay, because this is probably the top overall crying tune of all time, okay? But, so how many records? Ada Crybaby Ray, you know that song? That's another one. But anyway, okay, and he is the top crying lead singer. His name is Jackie Laroo, or sometimes Jackie Roo, either. Okay, in 1955, he was the lead singer of a vocal group known as the Five Wings. They recorded for Sid Nathan's King label. In 1960, he would form a new group that included John Felix, Alton Jones, George Lasso, and Billy Montgomery. Collectively, they were known as the Starlights. Okay, they were called the Starlights. Okay, they would sign with Bobby Robinson's Fury label out of New York City, and Ralph requested their first release on the Fury label. And this one's going out to listener Record Ralph. Let's go to July of 1960. Here are the Starlights on Fury Records, and the song is called Valerie. Here you go, Ralph, for you, the Starlights. No, Larry, we're talking about crying songs. I mean, this crying on the crying and crying and crying. But anyway, there you go. That one there going out to a listener, Record Ralph in Syracuse. That is a Jackie Laroo or Jackie Roo, either way on lead there, July 1960. Bobby Robinson's Fury Records out of New York City. Valerie is the name of the tune. Of course, then later moving over to B. Caslin's Mascot or Hull record label to record other tunes. And it was the sad thing about Jackie Laroo is that he was addicted to drugs for many, many years, and it was his demise. Eventually was his demise, as it was for many of the singers when they would reach stardom or starting to make some money, they would get involved with drugs, and it was really the ruination of their careers. But anyway, there you go. That was played on old when I used to listen to the oldie show like Norman Knight and more CBS FM, when they were playing records in the 1970s, you would hear that all the time on the radio. Johnny G here. On a Sunday, we are in the 1960 block. Let's fill a request now for Gary Hendren in Alabama. Now, this singer, okay, it goes by the name of Johnny Angel. Now, how many singers were really named Johnny Angel? That is not a real name. I'm telling you right now, it is not. And no one was a Johnny Angel. I might be a Johnny Angel, but I'm a Johnny G, a true Johnny G. But actually, this singer's real name was Kenneth Ansel, Ancel. Okay, and he recorded under that name, Johnny Angel, in addition to recording under other aliases like Johnny Shane and also Aldo Hubbins. How you get that from everything, I don't know. But don't know the specific reasons why, but many of his tunes did involve Gary Paxton. You know Gary Paxton is, he was half of Skip and Flip. And also he was a big songwriter. I think a lot of things with Kim Fowley, and he had his own record labels, had his own production company, had a whole bunch of things involved in music in the late 1950s way into the 60s. Okay, but Gary Paxton wrote this tune. So Johnny Angel is really Kenny Ansel and Johnny Shane and Aldo Hubbins. Now, he recorded on a number of different labels too during his career, but this appears to be his debut single, and there is a floating tenor in the background of this. I don't know who it is, but it's from June of 1960, and it's going out to listener Gary Hendren. Here is Johnny Angel on the Imperial label, and the song is called Doubt, D-O-U-B-T, Doubt. Here you go, Gary, for you. June 1960 release there. His name is Johnny Angel, but his real name is Kenny Ansel. That one there on Lou Chudd's Imperial record label. I think he had about 4 or 5 records on the Imperial label. That song called Doubt, that one there going out to listener Gary Hendren in Alabama. Let us continue now. Let's go to a bonus track. I got one more from the year 1960. Featured 2 of this group's 45s last night. 1954, Daniel Kubakian, who Paul Michel requested the other one when they were on Savoy Records. Okay, but this is a release they did on the Showboat label. They're originally from Cincinnati, Ohio, and they were known as Luther Bond and the Emeralds. Now, they had 2 on this Showcase label, which was out of Nashville, Tennessee, and this is their second, and it's the harder one to find. Okay, it features Luther Bond on lead. This is a bonus pick by Johnny G from July 1960. Here's Luther Bond and the Emeralds, and the song is called Someone to Love Me. Here you go with a bonus track on the Showboat label.
My lonely heart begs for true love. That's what I need. I need someone to love me. And I know that somewhere there is a girl who really cares. And I will wait for someone to love me. My life will never be complete without her love. Without love, I can't go on. I'm so tired of living alone. I'll serve, and I will serve. Then I will know true happiness. The day that I find someone to love me. Someone to love me.
Yeah, bonus tracks here on the Vinyl Treasure Show. I'm glad you guys and gals like my... I wasn't sure if you liked the records I was picking or not, and possibly... I know some of the collectors out there, the seasoned collectors, you do know these records. I know you do, but I have a young audience just finding out about this music, which I think is great. Okay, listen, lots of my listeners, my younger listeners, have eclectic tastes. Okay, but you get to come to this program and you learn a little bit and you see some of the original. If you ever decide to collect records, it's really fun, especially if you find them out in the wild. And a lot of them try to contact me and they tell me they found this and they found that. And I think it's really cool if you can find the stuff out there. I may even be interested in some of them, Amy. But anyway, there you go. I like that record. I bought that from, I think it was Doug Hanners, on one of his lists that he sold me there a long time ago. That is Luther Bond and the Emeralds, his second release on the Showboat label from July 1960, Someone to Love Me. Let us continue now. We move into 1961 now. We fill a request for Gary McClendon in our YouTube chat room. And anyway, so Gary requested this singer born in Kenner, Louisiana. Okay, and let me see here. His first release came out back in 1956 on the Baton label, Saul Rabinowitz's Baton Records. But you may know his biggest hit, which came out on Instant. It was a label from Shreveport, Louisiana, I think. A song called I Like It Like That. He was also did the original version of Land of a Thousand Dances, okay, which was a big hit by Cannibal and the Headhunters, which we're going to hear the flip side of that record later in the program for L.A. Arch. But the Gary requested one he did on the, I think this is how you pronounce it. Is it Prigan, Prigan Records? Now, Charlene tells me this first came out on the local, if I'll say this right, Pont Chartrain. I don't know how to say that. Sam, how do you pronounce it? P-O-N-T, Pont, C-H-A-R-T-R-A-I-N. Whatever. That's the first label, which came out. It was out of New Orleans. Came out in 1959. Now, I don't have that. I looked in my collection for it, but I have 2 copies of this. Okay, I have the white promo and I have the purple stock. And you know the interesting thing about it is on the flip side, it's called right kind of girl. There's no artist on both of these. So I don't know what they did, why that happened. But anyway, okay, this is from September 1961. So let's give it a spin here. Chris Kenner is his name on Pregan Records. That's how I have it. This Pregan released in 61, but the title, it's like a double negative, I think is how you would, it's called Don't Make No Noise. Interesting lyrics. Listen to the tune here. This is going out to Gary McClendon in our YouTube chat room. Here you go, Chris Kenner.
The people next door don't like no noise. We teenagers too big for toys. Mama don't want no rock and roll, but we don't care, we're gonna do the stroll and don't make no noise. Don't make no noise. We teenagers too big for toys, no noise. The papa's outside this sit and talk. We don't care, we're gonna do the walk. They talk about everybody, you and I, but we don't care, we do the cha-cha-cha and don't make no noise. Don't make no noise. We teenagers too big for toys, no noise. I found a new girl to teach me how to stroll. Born in Moroni, had got too old. The purple people leader keep haunting me. I think he's trying to put a spell on me. I can't make no noise. Can't make no noise. We teenagers too big for thought, no noise. Early to bed, close one eye, wishing for the time to fly. Early next morning, before the sunrise, we wake up screaming, doing the hand jive, and ain't making no noise. Can't make no noise. We teenagers too big for toys, no noise.
Okay, there you go. That one there going out to listener Gary McClendon in our YouTube chat room. That's the sound of Chris Kenner. Chris Kenner on the Pregan record label from September 1961. Don't Make No Noise is the name of the tune. You know, my father would say to me, turn that down. Turn that damn thing down. It's too late. It's 3 o'clock in the morning and you're playing. I got the window open tonight. You're playing that darn music too loud. Turn it down. So now he can't hear for nothing, okay, with his hearing aids. So he's like, you know what? I mean, it's sad, but he only has like 10% of his hearing. And I could see if I only had 10% of my hearing, but he can't hear that well now. So I can blast it loud and clear downstairs. He would never hear it. But anyway, I don't know. I'm sure he would rather have his hearing. Maybe I would want that too, because that's why we talk loud here. So if you think Johnny G talks loud, my sister Tony said to me, you know, I went to get my hair done, and the lady next to me said, stop screaming, because I don't know, she's talking loud when she comes here, because my father can't hear. So we're constantly screaming here in the house. But anyway, let us continue. We are in the 1961 block. Let's go to Odessa, Texas now and fill a request for listener Ben Warfield. This group had 9 releases on the Monument record label. The lead singer of this group was a teacher at Blackshear Junior High School in Odessa, Texas, and recruited 4 of his students to sing background for him. And he asked his students, who of you who likes to sing here? I need you for my vocal group. I wish my teacher said that to me, but I can't sing. Maybe back then I could have sang a little bit. I used to be in the choir there when I remember Mrs. Gurney. She would say to me, okay, we're going to sing, ring those Christmas bells for the Christmas thing. Make sure that you open your mouths wide when you sing. I was like, why am I in this place? Why am I in this chorus? But believe me, I did. At one time I was able to sing, but don't ask me to sing now. But anyway, he recruited 4 of his students who loved to sing, and it was Roy Orbison, okay, who heard them and helped them sign with his Monument label, because he recorded for the Monument label too. And their debut single, okay, was Tonight Could Be the Night. I think that was their debut single. I don't know why Charlene's got this information here. But this is their follow-up. Okay, we'll say it's their follow-up here. And this is from January of 1959. His name is Virgil Johnson, okay? So these are the Velvets. Virgil Johnson's the lead singer. It's their second of 9 on the Monument label. And this is going out to listener Ben Warfield. Here are the Velvets with their rendition of the tune, That Lucky Old Sun. Here you go, Ben, for you, the Velvets on styrene, no less.
Up in the morning, out on the job, work like the devil for my pay, but that lucky old sun has nothing to do but roll around heaven all day. Hey, fuss with my woman, talk for my kids, sweat till I'm wrinkled and gray, but that lucky old sun, nothing to do but roll around heaven all day. Lord of the Lord, my own tears all in my eyes. Send down silver lining, lift me to paradise. Lucky, lucky, show me that river, take me on across, wash all my troubles away. But that lucky old sun has nothing to do but roll around heaven all day. Lucky, lucky, show me that river, take me on across, wash all my troubles away. But that lucky old sun has nothing to do but roll around heaven. Oh, roll around heaven all day.
I like that tune there in the YouTube chat room. That one there requested by listener Ben Warfield. That is Virgil Johnson on lead with the Velvets there, January 1961, their second release for the Monument record label, That Lucky Old Sun. It was great records that the Velvets do. I even have an unreleased thing on the Surrender label that they do that's pretty good. It was unfortunate, though, that we lost Virgil on February 24th, 2013 at the age of 77. Don't know the reason, but again, we remember these artists here on the Vinyl Treasures show. Never forget these great singers. Let us continue here. Interesting, we're going to do a battle of the songs, okay, folks? So you can vote on which ones. And it's interesting, these two records, okay, the flip sides were requested by listener Joe Shacatano. Yes, Joe, you requested the flip sides of these. I think it was last week, and that's what gave me the idea. But last week we featured this group called the Camerons. They were out of the Bronx, New York, and Joe requested the side The Girl That I Marry, okay? And it was on the Cousins record label. We're going to flip it over here, give a listen to the intended A-side, okay, released in September of 1961. This is Bobby Falcone is the lead singer on this, and then we're going to play the original version of the song, which came out on my birthday year, September of 1958, by a group out of Brooklyn, New York. We played the flip of that song on, I forget, the March 14th show, a song called Soft and Sweet, as done by the Selections, okay? And I'm featuring it on the original label, which is Antone Records, okay? You might own it on the Mona Lee label, but it's the original version of that, and it features someone by the name of Al Reno on lead, who wrote this song, which is then going to go to the next record, which is a request for Timothy, a later song by Al Reno. But we're going to do a battle of the songs here, so you can rate these songs. Give a listen to the first one. Okay, came out in September of 61. You may have this also on Felsted too, but this is the first label, the harder way, and it's a little rougher than my Felsted copy, but it's September 61. Up first, the Camerons on Cousins. And how many of you have a Guardian Angel out there? Because that's the name of the tune. It's called Guardian Angel, and then we'll play the Selections version. Here you go, Battle of the Songs.
Whenever I'm lonely, whenever I'm blue, I'll fall asleep and dream of you. Each night before I go to bed, bend my knees and bow my head. I pray to the angels up above, send someone to love. Ba-da, boom, dee-dee. Guardian angels up above, send someone to love. Make her be so sweet and fair, make her have light, golden hair. Ba-da, boom, dee-dee. Ba-da, boom, dee-dee. Ba-da, boom, dee-dee. Ba-da, boom, dee-dee. First came the oceans and then came the seas. When the angel thought of you, they must have thought of me. Well. First came the oceans and then came the seas. When the angel sent you, they must have thought of me. Well. Ba-da, boom, dee-dee. Ba-da, boom, dee-dee. Ba-da, boom, dee-dee. Ba-da, boom, dee-dee. As I walk the sunny streets, my heart starts jumping every girl I meet. The only girl from high above, the only girl I've ever loved. Ba-da, boom, dee-dee. Ba-da, boom, dee-dee. Ba-da, boom, dee-dee. Ba-da, boom, dee-dee. Whoa, yeah. Ba-da, boom, dee-dee. Baby, really love you so. Never let you go. Night before I go to bed, bend my knees and bow my head. I pray to the angels up above, send someone to love. Ba-da, boom, dee-dee. Ba-da, boom, dee-dee.
love.
Make her be so sweet and fair.
Make her act like golden hair.
Ba-da, ba-da, boom-dee-eh, dee-eh. Ba-da, ba-da, boom-dee-eh, dee-eh. God made the oceans and
God made the sea.
but when God made you,
He must have thought of me.
well, 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 well. God made the oceans and
God made the sea.
but when God made you,
He must have thought of me.
well, 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 ba-da, ba-da, boom-dee-eh, dee-eh. Ba-da, ba-da, boom-dee-eh, dee-eh. As I walk the sunny street,
Heart starts jumping, then I meet
the only girl from high above.
the only girl I'll ever love.
Ba-da, ba-da, boom-dee-eh, dee-eh. Ba-da, ba-da, boom-dee-eh, dee-eh. Whoa, whoa, yeah, my baby, never let you go. I know you know.
Okay, folks, my opinion, if you want my opinion, I like the original better. That's what I say. I think it's a better production. I mean, I probably should have played the Felsted release. But anyway, I got Allie is in the chat room, so we're going to backtrack a year and play her record after Timothy's song. But anyway, there you go. We first heard the cover version of it. Came out in November of 61. I'm sorry. Came out in September of 61, okay, by the Camerons on the Cousins label, Guardian Angel, and then that was the original as done by the Selections. That featured Al Reno on lead from September 59 on Antone Records. Hard record. That was the record I got from the fortune teller when my aunt went to get her palm read. I asked, I said, you got any records here for sale? She goes, oh, yeah, they're in that box over there. So I look in there and I see this record in there. And I said, well, how much do you want for this? Well, I want 10 cents a piece or 15 cents a piece. I said, well, how about if I give you $5 for the whole box? And she said, all right, I'll take it. Give me the $5 in my palm. And I'll give you a free palm read, too. She said, I said, no, you can read my aunt's, not mine. Anyway, but there you go. So Al Reno was the lead singer of that Selections song. As it relates to this next record here, a request for listener Timothy, okay, and we just heard Guardian Angel, the lead singer from Brooklyn, New York. He was named Al Reno. His real name was Al DiPaolo, okay, and Timothy requested a solo effort by him. Came out on the Kapp label, K-A-P-P Records. Now, the song is produced by Morris Diamond and Lou Cicchetti, and the uncredited group that's backing him up on this are Sal Corrente and the Dials. Now, the Dials would have a 1962 record called At the Start of a New Romance that came out on the Phillips label. I actually spoke to Sal Corrente on the phone, and he has he kind of has blue-eyed soul records that I have featured on the Wednesday night show. But anyway, this is a request for Timothy. This is Al Reno from November 61 on Kapp Records. And do we have any gals out there named Cheryl? Because that's what this song is about. The song is called Cheryl. This is going out to Timothy in our YouTube chat room. Here you go, Timothy, for you.
Tell you about a girl I know. She's the apple of my eye. But the only trouble is she's always passing me by. Oh, darling, can't you see the things you do to me? Oh, my Cheryl, each time she comes in sight, my heart does double lips. I longed to hold her in my arms and kissed her tender lips. Oh, darling, can't you see the things you do to me? Oh, my Shelley. Each night in my lonely room I sigh and cry for you. I'm in such an awful mess that I don't know what to do. Well, I'm hoping for the day when you wear my wedding ring. Well, honestly, for you, dear, I'd do most anything. Oh, darling, can't you see the things you do to me? Oh, my Shelley. Each night in my lonely room I'd sigh and cry for you. I'm in such an awful mess that I don't know what to do. Well, I'm hoping for the day when you wear my wedding ring. 'Cause honestly, for you, dear, I'd do most anything. Oh, darling, can't you see the things you do to me? Oh, my Shelley. Ooh, oh, my Shelley. Ooh, oh, my Shelley.
Okay, that was Al Reno, requested by Timothy in our YouTube chat room. You heard him, the lead singer of the Selections. Okay, here he was, November 61, on the Cap label, being backed up by a group called the Dials. Song entitled Cheryl is the name of the tune. Let's backtrack a little bit. Let's go back to September of 1960 as we fill a request for Allie on bass. She is in our YouTube chat room, so welcome, Allie, to the chat room here, as she requested this singer from New Orleans, Louisiana, born January 21, 1937, and he was blind, unfortunately, since he was 1 year old, blind from glaucoma at that young age. It's like I had my pressure checked for years on my eyes, because when I was a teenager, they'd say, oh my God, your pressure is like 28. I said, 28? What does that mean? He says, well, you might have glaucoma. I have to do a visual field test on you. So I would ace these tests for years. Okay, so then he said to me, the pressure started going down, and then they had some specialists look. He goes, I've never seen thick corneas like you have. And I was like, is this going to affect my cataract surgery when I have my cataract surgery? I don't know. I have to discuss that with the doctor. But anyway, well, we're talking about, it's about the glaucoma thing, but it was so unfortunate for this singer, really. But it did not stop him from learning to play the guitar and a variety of music, okay, from jazz to blues to rock and roll to country, which earned him the nickname of the Human Jukebox, is what they called this singer, okay? And he was also called Snooks early in his career, taking the moniker from a radio character by the name of Baby Snooks. Does anybody remember that? I don't. Maybe you do. But in 1960, he would sign with Imperial Records and to have 10 releases on the label through 1963. Now, Allie requested his second release for Imperial, a tune written by Dave Bartholomew. This came out in September of 1960, going out to Allie on bass in our YouTube chat room. Let's give a listen to Ford Eagland. Eagland. Not egg. Eagland. Ford Eagland, Eaglin, on Imperial Records. It's called That Certain Door. Here you go, Allie, for you.
Please don't tell me, not anymore, that you see the door in that certain door.
about that certain girl. Well, Lord, here I come again. Although I never made a loving end. Although I pray to the man up above, walking and send me someone to love. Ah, yeah, because I down over this one tiny love affair. Lord, don't tell me anymore about that door. Yeah, yes, no.
Okay, there you go. By request for Allie in our YouTube chat room there, the sound of Ford Eagland. Eagland is his name. September 1960. That's his second release. Second release on the Imperial record banner. That Certain Door is the name of the tune. I can play a whole bunch of songs with that mention door. You know that? Anyway, Johnny G here. I hope you're digging on the tunes here, folks. If you are, please consider to subscribe to Johnny G's YouTube page. It keeps the AI copyright police away as we continue here. And let's fill a request now for Chris Reed, as this group, included Wally Osborne, Bobby Holland, William Lefty Wright, Bernard Johnson, and Harold Webb. Collectively, they were known as the Starfires, and first recording for Bernice Records. I have that 45, back in 1958. Then in 1961, they have a release on D&H Records. That's a hard record on the D&H label. They followed it up with two releases on this label called Bargain Records. And I think for some reason this was released on the Atomic label. I don't know why. I don't know. They are like similar labels, the same kind of a typeset and everything else. But anyway, I'm featuring it on the Bargain label. And this is from December of 1961. Here are the Starfires going out to Chris Reed. It's called Love Will Break Your Heart. Here you go, Chris, for you, the Starfires.
Not a dream.
Love is the thing you can't avoid. It will fill your heart with joy. But don't use it like a toy, 'cause love will break your heart. Love is a wonderful affair. It's so hard to compare. It will make you feel so free.
But pray it's not a dream.
Okay, that group called the Starfires, that's their second release, came out on the Bargain record label from December 61. Love Will Break Your Heart is the name of the tune. Well, it depends. Okay, it depends, I say. But let us continue here. Let's go back to Brooklyn now as we fill a request for listener Delwood Jeff. and this is the debut single for this group. Okay, this is on the Reno label, Rayna, Reno Records, out of New York City. And I'm gonna say that this is a cover of a tune originally. Well, we're gonna call it the Cadillacs that did this type of sound first, although I think it goes back even further to the Mills Brothers. But anyway, that's on another show. But the Cadillacs, I say, you're going to be familiar with this tune from 1954. Okay, but it was also recorded by other groups like the Passions on the Auticon label in the summer of 1960. This one released later in February of 1962, and this charted number 10 on WUST out of Bethesda, Maryland. It features Vito Balsamo on lead from February 62 for Delwood Jeff. Here are Veto and the Salutations on Reno Records with their rendition of the tune, Gloria. Here you go, Jeff, for you, Veto and the Salutations. Head up, Johnny. Johnny G messing up. Okay, there you go. That's the sound of Veto and the Salutations. Vito Balsamo on lead. I think he had, although you can't hear it, he had an Italian accent. He was on Dick Clark's American Bandstand. I think they interviewed him, and I heard an Italian accent. My father has an Italian accent, okay, but it's not that bad, okay? But I think his was, I don't know, February 62, either way. Veto and the Salutations going out to Delwood Jeff. Gloria, their rendition of the tune Gloria on the Rayna record label. We're on the last page here as we are in the 1962 block. Let's fill a request for Davey Hecht. We go to Detroit, Michigan now for this group called The Volumes. Okay, their biggest hit was the release prior to this, a song called I Love You, which came out on Willie Ewing's Chex Records in 1962. I play this group later on in the 1960s. More soulful they became. I kind of opened up a bunch of my Wednesday night shows with this group, but this is from 1962. This is Eddie Union is the lead singer. He's got like a high falsetto voice, and this charted number 22 on Billboard, number 20 on Cashbox, and let's see. And this is from July of 1962. Here are the volumes on checks for Davy Hecht. It's called Come Back Into My Heart. Here you go, Davy, for you, the volumes.
Ba ba boom ba ba boom ba ba boom 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 ba ba boom ba ba boom ba ba boom.
Okay, there you go. That one there going out to Davy Hecht. That's the sound of the volumes. That's their second release, a little bit similar to I Love You by them. Came out on Chex Records. They're out of Detroit. That's Eddie Union with the high falsetto. He's the lead singer on that. July 62 release. Come Back Into My Heart is the name of that tune. We are in the 1962 block. So, John Engstrom, finally a record I think that's somewhat decent here on the program. I found some other ones. I cannot play them. We can talk about it. Well, some of them, in all fairness, okay, there's only certain types of teen records that I can feature here on the program. I'm not going to feature pop teen. I'm not going to do that here. If I have a feel for it, I'll play it. But if I don't, I'm not going to play it. I reserve the right not to play those records. And I'm doing you a favor by checking them on your big list. I spent a lot of time doing an all request show is very difficult, folks, with all the other things that I do in my life. But I do it because I like to do it, okay? But let's fill a request for listener John Engstrom. Now, I actually bought this 45 from dealer Jerry Diaz. He sold me this for $20, okay? It's out of California. It's on Lou Bedell's Doré Records. The mistake I made with Jerry at that time was he found all these cool records that I did not know, and he had them priced between $20 and $5, and he was calling it like a garage mix. So I said, look, you're going to have to play some of these. So it was late in the night. He already charged me $4,000 for one record. So I said, hurry up with this. It's late. You would call me late at like 3 o'clock in the morning, you know. But anyway, I bought this because I collect the Doré label. I do. This singer, her name is Jean Haywood, Haywood. Okay, this is, I mentioned, it's Doré. The tune is written by Ruth Bourne and Beatty Allen. Sounds like a fake name. But anyway, from March 1962, it's a nice sound. It's a girl group. They're helping her in the background. Let's give it a spin here. John, this is for you on your list. Jean Haywood on Doré. It's called I Want to Run to You. Here you go, John, for you. Jean Haywood.
I want to run to you. Never mind how far. Never mind how far. Just let me come to you. Any place you are. Any place you are. I long to be with you. That's what love has done. Say you want me with you, and my love I'll run. My love I'll run. I might as well admit I can't stay away. You're all I dream about every night and day. I'll raise the sun to you. Only call and see. I want to run to you. You're my destiny. You're my
Well, that's actually a nice record. Well, I paid $20 for it. So anyway, I felt it was worth it to pay that for that 45. But anyway, there you go, John, for you. March 1962, Jean Haywood and a girl group backing her up. I Want to Run to You. That's on Lou Bedell's Doré record label. She has later releases for Everest, really, in November of 62, and DG Records in August of 65, and one on Jurde. I have to look for those. Okay, I don't know if I have those records. But anyway, let us continue here. One more from the year 1962 as we fill a request for listener Tommy Albergo. You all know this group from Philadelphia, PA. Okay, they're called the Dovells. Now, their signature song was a tune called The Bristol Stomp, which I have played here. I just wish if I knew I was going to play that one, I would have played a nice mint copy of that record because I like that record. But they had 13 releases on the Parkway record label, and this is their 5th release. This is actually a B-side. The A-side of this record was a song called Hully Gully Baby. It was kind of like, you know, typical Philadelphia kind of teen sound. But the flip side is a cover of a Louis Lyman and the Teen Chords record, originally done back in 1957 on End Records. Okay, this is from July of 62. It features Len Barry on lead. It's going out to Tommy Albergo. Here are the Dovells with their rendition of the tune Your Last Chance. Here you go, Tommy, for you. Yeah, cover tunes here on the Vinyltreasure Show. All those Philly guys, like the later 1950s vocal group stuff, as shown right there with Len Barry and the Dovells, July 1962, their fifth release it's actually the B-side of their fifth release on the Parkway label. Your Last Chance is the name of the tune. That one they're going out to listener Tommy Albergo in our YouTube chat room. We move into 1963 now. Here's a request for David Milford. You still with the program, David Milford? This is a request for you. This group out of Los Angeles, California, and this is the group's debut single. This first came out on a West Coast label called Lola Records. Okay. Well, interesting here. The A-side was by the Electras. Wait a minute here. A-side as the Electras in July of 1962. Then it was, I guess, picked up by ABC Paramount Records, okay, as the Delmars. Okay, oh yeah, I think that's right. Okay, that is weird. That one on the Lola label's a rare one, but really, so then you can get it more, I should say, cheaper on the ABC Paramount record label. Now, they were, though, known as the Delmars on this release. Came out in May of 1963. Now, the group members were Billy Mann, Chester Pipkin, Gary Pipkin, and the lead singer on this, his name is Wally Joyner. This is from May of 1963. It's a request for David Milford, the Delmars, on ABC Paramount, and the song is called You Know. Here you go, David, for you, the Delmars.
You know, you know,
That's going out to David Milford in our YouTube chat room there. That's a great tune from May 63. That's on ABC Paramount Records. The group is called the Delmars. The song is called You Know, and that features Wally Joyner on lead. They would also have one more release in 1964 on the Mercury label. I do have that 45. Now, you know Johnny G spins original vinyl 45s here every Saturday and Sunday right here on YouTube. Also on Saturdays on Oldies and More Radio. So I hope you would consider subscribing to my YouTube page. Keeps the copyright police away. Knock on wood, they have not been around. But let us continue. We are in the 1963 block. Let's fill a request for listener Mnon. Okay, this is on a label out of Columbus, Ohio, and some of these don't play the greatest. Don't ask me why. They just sound muddy. Even on my set, somebody asked me if I played stereo singles here. They don't sound well on this set. My shell heads, which are the shells that hold my needle, they're wired with copper wire to give it a mono sound, because I think this is basically a stereo. I don't know, it's stereo, but the guy that did it at KB Electronics years ago for me, when I told him, I called him up. I told you I walked into what is that? What is that this store that used to sell? It's not Guitar Store. They went out of business. It was like an electronics store. Oh, jeez, I can't remember. My mind is a sieve. So I walked in there and I told the guys, I said, look, I'm going to be doing a DJ show and I'm looking for a good, durable turntable. So, he takes me into the room. It's not Guitar Center. I forget what they're called, not Circuit City. So anyway, I walk in this room and he says, well, do you want a real, want a record player, or you want this, I don't know, this other kind of thing? I said, what is that? Not Radio Shack. No. Oh, man. Anyway, so I needed them to come and install the equipment. So I says, no, I'm not going to be scratching records, because they're going there. You're going to be scratching records. I said, no, I ain't going to be doing that. I says, I'm going to be playing rare 45s, not Radio Shack. I'll think of it. But so he said, well, you're looking, you want a durable turntable to play 45s on. I said, and LPs and 78s. I need a 3-speed turntable. So he said, well, these are the best. They were Newmarks, and they were 3-speed Newmarks, and they were nice. The problem that I had with my Newmarks is I didn't put the dust cover on. So they ended up becoming really, when they would get hot, they would just draw the dust, and there is a lot of dust up here in the attic. So I had to replace it. So when George Tompkins was alive, he says, Johnny, I did the research for you, and they said that these Audio-Technicas are the best three-speed tables you can get. So then I ended up calling KB Electronics, and I told the guy, I said, look, I'm going to be playing 1950s and 60s mono 45s. I'm not going to get into I do play some stereo stuff and it sounds okay, but it's not the greatest sound. No, I'm trying, not Fry's, not Sam Goody's. So anyway, they said, well, let me put copper wire around the shell heads. I'm going to get you Shure shell heads. Okay, and you can put them on your Newmark. Don't use the Newmark, and you want the curved S tone arm. So I says, okay, and I'm telling you, that system, and I had it set up with an amp, and I had the speakers down there, and I would blast this thing, and the neighbors were going to call the police on me because I would be playing these records late at night. And they said, you kept our guests up last night. I said, well, close your window. I said, they can't hear the music through they said, yes, we can. When it's really quiet out there, we can hear everything. But anyway, so to talk about the stereo thing, I do have stereo needles, okay, which are more expensive. The 45 needles are really on the cheap for me. It's the 78 needles. that are expensive. They're somewhere in the $70 range. But the 45 needles, I use mono needles. They're not that expensive. They are not Crazy Eddies. No. Anyway, but this one doesn't play that great. It's kind of like a muddy sound to it. I don't know why, because the record is mint, but it's a request for listener Amnon, and the label is out of Columbus, Ohio, and it's the group's only release. This tune is written by William H. What? Tyrese. Is this the same Tyrese that? Yeah, this tune written by H. I don't know what that is, Charlene. Prez Tyrese Jr. It was the same guy that wrote I'm So Young by the Students and Every Day of the Week. Okay, and he wrote this tune also for a girl group called The Jewels. The music is provided by Johnny and the Sparks. This came out in 1963. Here are The Jewels on Olympic. It's going out to Amnon. It's called Jimmy Lee. Here you go, Amnon, for you, The Jewels. Yeah, some crying there, fake crying. You know, can you pick out fake crying when the little toddlers? I said, stop that crying. Anyway, those are the Jewels there, the Jewels from 1963 by request for listener Amnon. Jimmy Lee is the name of the tune. That's on Olympic Records out of Cincinnati, Ohio. Let us continue here. This is the Collector Corner record of Sunday night here tonight. Somebody check and see if there's a documented sale on this 45, because Greg did not have this record in his collection. He was asking me about if it was booted. I don't know. I don't think it was, because when he read off the copy that he was considering buying, the guy wanted a lot of money for it. But this is the Collector Corner group record of the night. This group formed while they were attending Gompers Junior High School and continued to sing while attending Fremont High School. Wait, what? Okay, from junior high school to senior, to junior high to regular high school. That would be Fremont in Los Angeles, California. Now, the group included James Pee Wee Williams, tenor, Norman Richmond, tenor, Frank Harrison, baritone, and the bass, Keenan Selko. Collectively, they were known as the Perennials. Isn't that what you call flowers? Perennials, I think. I don't know. And let me see. They met up with Al Scott. He was a record salesman and part-time disc jockey at John Dolphin's record shop. Then he was instrumental with them having this release on the Ball label, Ball Records. And I don't know, anybody that went out to Ball Records, was there quantity on this record? I don't think so. This is a hard one on the Ball label. And there's a price out there. I don't know what the record's selling for now. Anyway, but it's from 1963. Here are the Perennials on the Ball label. It's called I'm Yours Until the End. This is the Collector Corner record of the night, the Perennials. Okay, they're called the Perennials. Okay, I'm telling you, it's an expensive record. Okay, if you're looking for that record, good luck with that. The Perennials there, 1963 on the Ball record label. That's out of California. I'm Yours Until the End is the name of the tune. And we're almost at the end here. Actually, I'm going on a little bit too long here. I got carried away with the bonus picks. Well, here's a bonus pick that I added. Okay, actually, I think Bill Sheriff, you may have said something to me about this record. as we go back out to Philadelphia. Now, this group's debut single came out in 1961 on the Bargain label, a song called The Beat of My Heart. Okay, they would re-record that song in 1963 and release it on the Phillips label as The Whirlwinds, but they changed the name of the tune to Heartbeat, and it features the cool bass line, well, the bass of Earl Young, Earl Young would later form a soul group called MFSB, if you know that group, from 1972. Now, the lead singer on this, his name is Jimmy Ellis, who would become a member of the Tramps. He's doing lead on this. From September 1963, a bonus pick by the Whirlwinds on Phillips Records. It's called Heartbeat, but it was really called The Beat of My Heart. Here you go, the Whirlwinds.
Well, the beat of my heart tell me that we'll never part. We'll be together forever and ever. You make my heart go. Oh, tell me, dear, you'll always want me there. I can say you're mine. You make my heart go.
You're my little star, shining at night.
Every day,
While I'm singing, holding you
come on,
tight. I need your love.
say will.
The sun.
And that is why you know I love you so. Well, the beat of my heart tell me that we'll never part. We'll be together forever and ever. You make my heart go. And that is why you know I love you so. Well, the beat of my heart tell me that we'll never part. We'll be together forever and ever. You make my heart go.
Now, they originally recorded that in 1961. Okay, this better sound quality on this was only 2 years later. Okay, they became from the wait a minute, did I give you their names? They weren't called, what did I say their name was? The I don't have it here. The Cordells. Charlene, we leave the name of the group out. They were known as the Cordells. We never said it. Okay, they were first recorded as the Cordells, and those two guys were in the original group, and then they resung it as the Whirlwinds, September 1963. That's on the Phillips label. It's called Heartbeat, and they also recorded as the Exceptions, okay, on the Pro label called Down by the Ocean. You also came out on, I think, Cameo Records. You can get it on Cameo, flipped with the Camelots. Don't Leave Me, Baby. I think that's how it comes out. Unless I'm getting mixed up with Love Call. I don't know. Anyway, 3 more 45s to go if I could even get them in here. But I got another bonus track. I really like this record a lot. My aunt had this record in her collection. It was one of the 45s I broke on her. But anyway, I was able to get it again. Now, she is the lone female singer of this group from Pittsburgh. You know them, the Skyliners. Okay, she would leave the group in late 1963 for a solo career. Her name was Janet Vogel, but she would change her name for this release to Janet Dean, and this was her debut single, came out on Gateway Records, and this was a number 19 record on KQV in Pittsburgh, Pennsylvania. Let's go to December of 1963, another bonus track here by Janet Dean and a group on Gateway Records. Tell me what you think about this tune. It's called Another Night Alone. Here you go, Janet Dean. Johnny, you messing up.
Another night alone. Another night alone. I see young lovers in the park, holding hands as they pass by. Looks like another night alone. I might as well go home and cry. I've heard them say, for every girl there has got to be one guy, but he's another night alone. I might as well go home and cry. There ought to be a law against being lonely, as lonely as I've been. Tell me where in this world is my one and only. Right tonight must I cry again? Maybe tomorrow I'll find the one. At least I'm gonna try. But he's another night alone. Another night alone. Just another night alone. One more night alone.
Yeah, December 1963, bonus track there. You guys and gals like that tune. Janet Dean and a vocal group there on the Gateway record label out of Pittsburgh, Pennsylvania. Another Night Alone is the name of the tune. Now, the unfortunate thing, the sad thing, okay, about Janet Dean is that she had been dealing with bouts of depression, which became so severe for her that on February 21st of 1980, she was found dead in her car of an apparent suicide by carbon monoxide poisoning. Very sad, sad thing to happen to her. And she was only 37 years old. A shame. Great singer that she was. Even when she sang with the Skyliners there. Great singer, Janet Dean. Let us continue here. 2 more 45s to go. We got to fill the last request here for L.A. Arch in our YouTube chat room. He asked Johnny G to play a B-side of a big, big hit Flip your records over, Larry Neal, and you have this record. I would bet you $1 a donut you do. This group out of Los Angeles, California, they were discovered by label owner Eddie Davis. He owned the Rampart record label, and the group had 4 releases on the label. Their first release, their debut single, was a cover of the Chris Kenner tune, Land of a Thousand Dances, was the group's biggest hit, number 30 on Billboard and Cashbox. But my Aunt Mary used to play the B-side of the 45. It was written by the lead singer of the group. His name was Frank Garcia. It was unfortunate, though, we lost Frank Garcia in 1996. He was only 49 years old. He would pass away from lung cancer, but here he is. We remember him here as the lead singer as Cannibal of Cannibal and the Headhunters. This is from November 64. This is the B-side to Land of a Thousand Dances. It's called I'll Show You How to Love Me. Here you go, L.A. Arch, for you, a B-side, Cannibal and the Headhunters.
Darling,
Okay, folks, B-sides here on the Vinyltreasure Show. See, Aunt Mary taught me one good thing: flip over your 45s. That's a cool B-side there. If you probably have the record, don't even know it. Larry, flip your 45s over, November 1964. That's Cannibal and the Headhunters, and that's Frank Garcia. He was the lead singer. He was Cannibal and the Headhunters. I'll Show You How to Love Me. That's on Eddie Davis's Rampart record label. That's the flip side of Land of a Thousand Dances. Nah, 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 nah. You know that song. Anyway, that's going to do it for Johnny G on the Vinyltreasure Show on this Sunday evening, Mother's Day. It's actually past Mother's Day now. Really want to hope all you mothers out there had a great day as I know my mom did. She had a great time this weekend, and I hope you enjoyed the shows that Johnny G brings you on the weekends here. This is our Sunday night show. It's a continuation of the Saturday night show. I will be back on Wednesday. Send me your requests for that show, Vinyltreasures at AOL.com. Johnny Blade, I got your requests for that show, so stay tuned for that and others. Email Johnny G, and I will get the 45 on if it fits the format of the show. Remember that. But anyway, thank you, Charlene, for your help again. And we're going to close the show tonight with a bonus record. This is actually a rare 45. This is an absolute original because there are reproductions of this that were pressed by the record company. Okay, so this is out of Greg's collection, and it says promo on the back. So I knew he had a real one, and it's really hard to tell. But for you collectors out there on the repros, if you have this record, if you see a little divot, I think it's on this side. If there's a little speck mark if you have a mint copy in the vinyl, okay, of the grooves, that's the second press. That was put out by the company. It's legit, but it's not the original that goes for a lot. Okay, this group is out of, and listen, I'm talking to Big Dave and David Field. Do you have this record in your collection? This group is out of Lexington, Kentucky. This is their only release. This is on Ed Commons' Chetwood label, which was out of Lexington, Kentucky. It was located at 1611 Fortune Drive, and this is actually the second release on the label. Okay, the tune written by Clarence Scott and Joe Baltimore, and they were members of this group, and it features Oliver Pepper Burdett on lead. Okay, and there was a different group by this name out of New York on the Coral label, totally different group, but the group is called Pepper and the Shakers, and this came out in October of 1966 now. Pepper and the Shakers on the Chetwood, Chetwyd label, a rare 45. It's called Need Your Love. Well, if you need some music, this is the place to be. Thank you all for being here. I hope to see some of you on Wednesday evening beginning at 9 p.m. right here on YouTube. We'll be on Oldies and More too. So anyway, just want to say, everybody, have a safe and happy week, and I'll see you next time right here on the Vinyltreasure Show. Just want to say so long. Here you go, Pepper and the Shakers.
For your love was a true love, still I couldn't see. But now I realize that you're the one for me.
Oh, so bad. It's the best.
Hoping